yeah, they're wild. They're so cool. They're psychos. And then the jumps, like sometimes you get them jump 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
They're full acrobats. Like you go and hide on the top of that TV over there. Like
I've seen them as psycho,
yeah, and like to see that, like people talk about fish jumping and that sort of thing. I'm like, I don't think you can get better than that with the power that they're, when you've got a 150 kilo shark launching its body out of the water with your lure attached or your bait attached to it, like that's pretty.
Keen to hear the reels zinging.
Oh yeah. See, there's Tiagras
on the big screen. Welcome back to TFI Uncut. I am here with stray mate Scotty Mackenzie. He is the Wildcard winner, and mate, here we are again at Gold Class.
It's exciting. I'll tell you what, I actually watched one of the TFI episodes on YouTube just before coming here. I had a bit of time to kill, and I watched the Malawi one, and you came in like you're about to cry, and you're hugging him, saying it's the most greatest thing you've ever seen. It was big, right? I walked in, and he asked me if I could help him set up.
I was like about to cut the legs off some steel posts as he walks in.
Which was an interesting reaction versus what I just said.
Look, you might have caught me off guard a bit, but I'm very excited to see your film.
Yeah.
Everyone's very excited to see your film. They'll all be rolling down to Gold Class to check it out.
Yeah, yep. I think it'll be a bit different to everyone else. Obviously, I've got the Southern Australia team over there, which is just me.
Yep.
So I'm hoping that's, I guess, the point of difference for me and everyone else is everyone's, hopefully, in my mind, these perfect scenarios, they all do the exact same thing and everyone's bored and then I come in, but I don't think that'll be the case. I reckon there's going to be some pretty hectic stuff happening.
So let's just talk to us about the angle you have chosen to go with this film. So it's Southerners film.
Yep.
Fishing for sharks.
Yep.
I haven't watched your film yet, but I've seen the trailers and that, and there is a friggin' huge shark in it.
Yeah. So, and that's, I don't reckon, the most impressive one either. So it was a tough one for us down in Vic because where this window landed was right between 2 seasons. So we have like our summer season, which is our sharks and that sort of thing, had a bit of tuna. Then it goes sort of dead, which is about a 3-month window, which is where we had to film this. And then about 2 weeks ago, which is after the filming, the big barrel tuna started where I am. So I was in a real tough spot.
Uncut info for you guys. The barrels are running down south.
Yeah, this is if you're seeing this is months after. So I was sort of left in a bit of a tough position, but we had a few things on our side, and that the water temp stayed warm for probably an extra month and a half than it should have, which, I don't know, as my background in environmental science, it's an interesting one just to look at in itself why we've suddenly got this warmer water hanging around. And where it was 17, it should have probably been like 14 degrees. So that kept the fish we need around, basically.
Yep. So they're sort of always hanging that temperature water. Is that a thing?
Yep. And then the sharks move off and they head towards, I guess, Sydney and that sort of area. So so it was a bit of a tough slog for us. And the other thing is, like, we're doing big Ks for them. So, for example, we're going off the shelf from where we are, where you're looking at sort of 80 plus Ks just to get to the first point of that shelf, if that makes sense. So we're doing big Ks, and if the weather doesn't play out, so we had a shocking weather window. I know up here, I reckon they had a really bad start of the TFI season with some bad weather. But we had to rush it all into the first sort of part of that, and then we were just waiting for weather windows that weren't coming. And it's not actually the film we wanted to film in the end. Like, do I talk about the film?
Yeah, hell yeah. It's quite often what happens. It's like you have a plan, but you need to pivot.
Well, yeah.
Let's rip into the film. We don't need to give away like the climax.
Yeah. It's like what is Mike Tyson says, everyone has a plan till they get punched in the face. Yeah, so that was me.
Yeah, that's
but I had about 6 plans and about 6 punches to the face because none of it went down. But we managed to scrape together like what we did do, and I was actually pretty proud of it in the end. I reckon it worked out really well, and it sort of did show what we wanted, but we wanted to do something really left field. Like, what we do is our mako fishing up there. Like, and I know like up here, then they talk about like, say, shark fishing. Like, people aren't eating the sharks up here because they're not really an eating shark, but they're prized down south. And I guess the thing is fishing for them my whole life. I've never heard of anyone ever getting one on top water, which is what we're all about here, isn't it? Top water. So that was the plan. So, and you'll see in the film, like, we got so close and we needed probably another couple of trips, and I reckon we would have nailed it with a few modifications to lures and stuff like that, which would have been the storyline that would have happened. But we just didn't get the trips. Like, the weather wouldn't play. You've got 3 hour steam out and the winds aren't right. It's got its own weather pattern out there. It's wild. So, which I think is the next thing that you sort of want to play into, is for me being from the south. Like, when you're driving from when we are and you're driving south, the next stop's bloody Antarctica. Like there's nothing between us. So it's proper wild out there, which I don't think people appreciate.
Pretty dangerous. Yeah, you ain't drifting back to shore. You're gone.
Yeah. I actually mentioned that because you go and like you're drifting when you're doing and you're trying to get the shark up to the boat so you can film it, and they come up, they bite your boat, they're going nuts, right? They're angry.
So they're all mako sharks, hey?
Yeah. But the other one's the thresher shark that we caught too. So they're the big prehistoric one with a big tail.
They're the coolest looking sharks ever, Yeah.
So we got one of them too, which is like, again, I think people...
The tail just cuts out of the water.
Yeah, but mate, these things, like we've fished for them for years, right? You're talking like an apprenticeship of 15 years on these things. Some years you'll go 10 trips without getting one and then you'll nail one. Mm-hmm. And then other trips, other years you'll go out and you could get 3 a session and stuff. And you keep on them for that season sort of thing. You sort of know where they're at. This was one of those seasons where you did 10 trips and you just got one. So it was just...
So are they living down there? They're
living down there. And again...
Talk to us about these sharks.
I don't want to give too much of away around these ones. They're very specific, the parameters you go for with them in terms of your depths and in terms of your water temperatures and where you're going, what the bottom looks like.
Oh, yeah.
But
so they've got grounds that they like to
100%,
hang.
Yeah. And like I said,
I've
had a spot where we've pulled 13 out of it a year. Yeah. Then you'll go to the next year and you can't get one, and you'll do multiple trips to that same spot and there's no rhyme or reason to it. But then you've just got to find somewhere that's similar and it's just different.
Use a tag in all these sharks too.
Correct. Yeah. So the tagging goes to, obviously, New South Wales fisheries run all the tagging stuff for the game fisher that come to us. Vic fishing don't. So basically it means if someone catches it, they get the tag, we can work out where it is, how much it's grown, all that sort of thing. So I like the tagging factor. I get really on my high horse. There's a lot of crew back home and it's unpopular. The shark fishing charters and that will go out and
it's all good.
All good. Yes. So the shark fishing charters will go out and what'll happen is they'll actually they'll just take photos and they'll have six shark on the floor of the boat. Yeah. And I hate it. Like I hate it so much.
What are they doing with the sharks? They eat them?
Well, this is it. They're eating them. Yeah. 'Cause it's beautiful. It's flake. Like they are beautiful eating. There's no doubt there. But like if you look at say an 80 kilo mako, that's a year's worth of meat. Really. Like it's
a lot of meat.
The current regulation. I was talking to the fisheries today about like the current regulations is 2 per person. Yeah. Like, and so if you're in a boat with 4 people, like that's just too much meat and it's unnecessary. The worst thing is like
how it stocks like for the threshers and mako.
No, they're all right to be honest. No, they are all right. But the reason they're all right is because there's people like us that are releasing them. Like if everyone goes out and starts whacking them and just keeping everything they want, then they won't be all right. Like. So, I don't know, I have a real bugbear with that, the people that are going, and I think it just looks bad for our sport. Mm-hmm. I mean,
for fishing, the long term of our sport anyway. Yeah.
Fishing, hunting, camping, like it all seems to be in the crosshairs, for lack of a better term, at the moment. And you look at what's happening with New South Wales with camping in national parks and all that sort of thing, and the restrictions that they're putting there. And it's only going to be, and it's happening with hunting. And you look at, like, again, in my environmental science background, like the versus, this isn't about hunting, but the hunting versus factory meat, like it's so much more sustainable to hunt, yet it's so on the nose and it's so taboo to talk about. And I worry with fishing, it's going to start to go that way too. So things like charter fishermen taking photos of their catch because it's obviously advertising their business. It looks bad for us all long term. Yeah, it looks good for your short term shagger while you're getting a few customers. Yeah. But long term, when they ban it on us, then that's on you. Like, and we're all going to suffer from it. So, that sort of stuff I think needs to be looked at. And I think things like tagging and that needs to be more celebrated.
Well, I'm not sure if you're aware of it or whatever, but our King of Kings event up in Yeppoon, the one we're about to do here on the Goldie, it's actually secretly like a citizen science research event. Perfect. So we're actually using anglers to collect data on all the fish, which is sort of like showing that the rec anglers are making a conscious effort to sort of get an understanding of the fishery. So if that time comes, maybe we have got a leg to stand on and that's it. Figure that out when it happens.
100%. I feel like that's where I sort of lie in an area that I sort of fit into well as a spokesperson. I mean, I'm in environmental science education. I am a fisherman. I am a hunter. I believe in sustainability. But I also believe that there needs to be better spokesmen for it, I guess. I mean, if you look at the fishing industry, which I've grown up in, there's a lot of gruff people, as we know.
If you put your hand up to do something like that, you just get your head chopped off or your hand chopped off. Like, it's a tough one.
100%. I mentioned this the other day, and I guess the term I used was when they're talking about things like sustainability and environment and fishing, like support's a mile wide, but it's only a millimetre deep. And there's not that many people that are actually willing to stand up and actually talk about it and have the knowledge to talk about it and maybe the credentials to talk about it. And I just of late starting to realise I fit that category right, that I could talk underwater. I'm in education and I do these things and I'd like to be a spokesman for it. So I'd just be interested to see where that goes and a bit of a pivot in what I do outside of normal work, I guess.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
It's
one of those things. Like, I feel like even if you set out to do that, the wear and tear of the backlash and keep everyone happy, it could really like knock you down. So there needs to be like some sort of financial backing at some point.
I agree. I guess I've got a thick skin and I don't really give a fuck what most people have to say to me. If they disagree with me, that's 100% fine. But and I'm willing to take on that argument.
They can do that.
Yeah, 100%. Like, go for it. But I think if you believe strongly enough, you're never gonna not have people go against you if you're strong on something.
Yeah. I feel like I could do that for maybe 1 or 2 years, and then I'd be like, I don't need to be dealing this crap.
Yeah, I don't mind.
What am I doing?
I don't mind it.
You just biff it out.
Yeah, to a degree. Like, I think, like I said, I think people need to be probably standing up more because there's a lot of people that think the same way as we do, but aren't saying something, and I get why they're not saying something because it's so many things on the line, your career or your whatever it is,
there's everything else
that can all tie back into it. So it's about finding those ways to talk about it that can, I guess, be listened to and not looked at too, I guess, offensively.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, where I want to go with this, and hopefully things like TFI give me a bit of a platform.
Yeah, well, it has given you a platform. You're already a little icon in Oz from last year and now. So yeah,
well, it's interesting. Like last year. So these guys flew me up and got me beautiful accommodation on the Novotel, about $800 a night, living like a king. It was just great. This year it was off my own steam, so you shouldn't see the hellhole I'm staying with.
You're in the backpackers.
No, so I was coming up with my mate Kev. He had a bit of an emergency, couldn't come. We were like, well, we're just sleeping there anyway. It's not going to matter. But then he's not coming, so I thought, I'll bring my laptop and stuff. I can do a bit of editing, that sort of thing while I'm here. I get to this hotel, they don't have any record of my booking, which I have at clearbooking.com.
Yeah.
They're
like booking.what?
Yeah. It looks like I'm in a third world country. It's a motel, not a hotel too.
You're not planning on sleeping tonight, are you?
Yeah, well, I got down there last night and I've gone and I'm like, oh, you're kidding. Like, it's rough. Like, you know those little snip locks?
Yeah.
There's 7 of them that have all been kicked off. And there's just one little nib lock on the door. And I've gone back down to reception. I'm like, bro, like, what's going on?
What's the name of this place?
The Tropicana. But they didn't have room, so they sent me next door to like some fucking, I don't know. Yeah, I reckon they'd take an hourly rate if you asked, I reckon. It was that sort of joint. So anyway, I went back down. I said, oh, look, there's a deadlock up there. Like, can I get a key for that? They said, oh, no, we've lost that. We don't have the key for that. So I'm like, I was sleeping with one eye open. So this morning with my laptop, I'm pulling drawers out to get under them and hide my laptops and stuff. Yeah, so it was a bit of a chalk. I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah, well, it actually sounds that bad.
Yeah. I should sue them for the photos they put up.
Was it cheap though?
Oh yeah, like $140 a night. Yeah, cheap as chips.
You can't clean the rooms.
Yeah,
for $130 that day.
You've got to clean it yourself in this one.
The last person cleaned it for you.
Yeah, spit clean. So it's an interesting little.
It has changed. Yeah, it has changed a bit. Well, at least you're on the big screen. You're in there with the big boys.
Yeah, which is exciting.
You won the wild card. You won the opportunity to sort of give this a red hot crack.
Yeah. And I feel like it was a bit of an advantage coming up last year and meeting everyone who was in it last year and just getting to be that person that talks to everyone. And I made a couple of mates out of that. It would be good to have a yarn with when doing this one and that sort of thing. So no, I feel like that's a bit of an advantage for me. But I'm looking at like the trailers that are rolling in. I'm like, there's some pretty good films, I reckon. Yeah, 100%. There's proper films. So. Like I said, that Malawi one that put you to tears, like that looked intense. Like that's the one that stuck out for me. They're like got the waves crashing over, like the statistics on rock fishermen dying is pretty high. So those boys, I'm looking forward to seeing that, and I think what you see of them, they're legends too. So Yeah, no, I'm excited, mate.
Same. So I've only watched a couple of the films, but we're about to roll into the gold class in a few hours. And
Hope
sort
you've
of
got
watch
some tissues for
all-
you to get emotional for mine, mate.
all 10 films unfold. Is it a little bit emotional? Is that?
No, shit, no.
Like,
Far from it.
What can the guy? It'll be funny, no doubt.
Yeah, I think, look, to be honest, like, as I said, where we fish, like, if I wanted a filmographer to be out there, you'd be paying you couldn't do it. Like, you can't afford to do that. And I don't know if you get someone who would be willing to just be out there like we go out there. Like, you'll see with the threshers, I think it was 6 or 7 trips.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't, but then the Mako stuff, like, we're lucky that we got the one up that we needed to use on the first trip. But in the perfect world, we had like 4 or 5 trips planned just to build the story around it. And that didn't work out. So I guess it's cleaner editing to what I would normally do, but it's just me telling the story, me talking a lot, just sort of to what we're doing and just having a yarn, basically, which is kind of the thing I've always done. I just like to
that's sort of your vibe, yeah.
Yeah. So, and hopefully I think it's just what we do down there. It's something that a lot of people just don't see, especially up here. It's very different fishing. It's chalk and cheese.
Yeah, well, it's going to be new for all the holes we've got up this way.
Like you guys are looking for structure. We're struggling to see structure at 4,000 metres deep over the shelf.
Yeah. What sort of electronics?
Yeah, we've got Ryan Moody, so he might tell me how to use my sounder.
I've never seen him sneak in over there.
Yeah, he might give you a few tips on the sounder.
4,000 metres, I don't know about that. If you're bottom, all you can see is bottom.
Yeah. So you're hardly seeing that either.
So the fish are in 4,000 metres, guys. What did he say? 17 degrees.
So yeah, it'll be very different, I think, to everyone's film. I think that'll be my point of difference.
Do you think the Southerners are going to get behind it?
Well, I like to think they would.
All the boys at home keen to.
Yeah, so I reckon that's what helped me last year. I sort of had not put a whole heap out, and then I just threw like my surfing and fishing and that, just started chucking it out to all my mates who were in the ocean basically. And a lot of them jumped on it and shared it and that sort of thing, which I was grateful for, and I think that helped a lot with getting me over the line. So it'll be interesting. Like TFI, I feel like you guys are well known up here, but down south, because it's sort of, I don't know, like the top water factor doesn't quite hit. But we've got half a country down there that might want a bit of representation. Yeah. So hopefully that's me. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes.
Sick, bro.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm nervous to see it on the big screen. Yeah, I reckon. Just
you coming up for the winners party, obviously.
Hadn't thought.
I reckon September 13th. It's going to be large. So all 20 teams are technically going to be there.
Yeah.
It's going to be the first time and only time we'll probably ever have all 20 teams together. Sponsors, friends and family, 250 people at Juju Restaurant. I think you need
we'll have to
sort your flights out. Yeah. So the guys at home, obviously, go to thefilminvitational.com.
Yep.
Get your access pass for $4.99. Just remember that every single person who signs up to watch these films, support the creators, and vote also goes into the draw to win the Explore Dream giveaway. This month they're giving away a bloody Toyota worth $150,000. So win for everyone. And good luck.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
TFI 2025, and we'll have a couple of bevs today and watch some films and have a sick time.
Sounds good, mate.
See you.